Oh, the annals of history speak of a few who stand out from the crowd for the deeds that they do, or they did if they're dead and their deeds are all done. But Sir David's the dude who outdoes everyone. In a faraway kingdom our story begins. It's an old-fashioned tale in which somebody wins. Not the villains, of course, who deny us our rights, but those champions of freedom, Sylvania's brave knights. Not enveloped in armor nor carrying swords, unacquainted with duchesses, earls, and lords. Nonetheless they possess a pizzazz that persists from a chivalric age, which to them still exists. Having taken an oath all in justice to fight, to behave as is proper, to do what is right, they were called into action by Nemo, the first to deliver a town that was terribly cursed. So the knights sallied forth on a grey autumn day to Ann Arbor, where there was a dragon to slay. 'Twas called parking enforcement, and nobody thought that it was what it would be, and now it is not. In the heart of this beautiful city they found many columns of steel reaching out of the ground like the arms of a huge subterranean beast, which on careless but innocent shoppers would feast. Every driver who parked was required to feed the almighty machine through these pillars of greed, each of which stiffly guarded its occupied space while recording the time on its impassive face. On occasion, foot soldiers with ticket books came to see how many victims were playing the game, for the coins in the meters were not what they sought. Nay, they wanted to find the poor souls who forgot. On this horrible scene our protagonists gazed. They were shocked and appalled and aghast and amazed. Could this really be somebody's torture with scheme to promote downtown businesses? So it would seem. But regardless of who had created the thing, to the knights of Sylvania and Nemo their king fell the task of removing this cancerous blight from the city of trees. Now make ready to fight. On deciding their plan they were off in a flash to a neighborhood bank to convert all their cash into Jefferson nickels to offer as bait, thence to Dom's restaurant to eat donuts and wait. Not for long did they sit ere the enemy showed in the person of Rita, who walked down the road on the lookout for meters with faces turned red, a condition brought on by not having been fed. When she spotted her prey, Rita quickened her pace. They could see the excitement displayed on her face. They could hear the sharp click of her heels on the street while her neatly pressed uniform snapped to the beat. She approached from behind to record the car's number, but wait, Rita stared as though woken from slumber. The meter showed 10 minutes, how could this be? She was sure that it had been expired, don't you see? She continued her rounds, but wherever she went, the Sylvanians had been there. A nickel was spent, and a note had been left on each windshield which told who had done it and why. Weren't these swashbucklers bold? Ah, but that kind of courage against such a foe can be taken as a cruel personal blow, even more so by those who have minds that are small. This refers to the people who run City Hall. You can try to imagine how they would react, how they thirst for revenge after being attacked. But the knights kept crusading, remaining at large till Sir David's arrest on a littering charge. Thus the battleground changed from the cold rainy streets to a dark somber courtroom with hardwooden seats, where Sir David stood up with no weapon to hold but a sharp legal mind and a tongue made of gold, which were more than he needed to make his defense. His opponent's position was lacking in sense. When the verdict came down that no crime had been done, the Sylvanians rejoiced, for the battle was won. If you visit Ann Arbor, you'll find meters there, with expired signs up at each other they stare. The victorious knights have returned to their homes to await their next mission and write some more poems.